Hello, hello, people. Let's get in our hearts, shall we? I was just eating some hazelnuts. Nuts for the net. Delicious. Good source of protein. Okay, back in the heart. Yeah, so the world is getting a little crazier than usual, and I just wanted to check in and say hello and give us all a little pep talk and some real talk and just a little chat. Let's talk for a minute. Let's get in it. Deep cleansing breaths. So when I go into channeling mode or reading cards and people's situations and stuff, I always have this spiel that I have had for almost 20 years, and it varies a little sometimes with each person or whatever mood I'm in, but the basics are this, and so I'm going to give it to you now, my little recipe, okay? So I like to say we're dropping into the heart space. A lot of you know that if you've been with me for a while now. And we're going to call in your spirit team and mine, your higher self and mine, and source. Now, whatever you call source, you call it God, Gaia, creator, universe. We don't do Lucifer here, and I love Jesus. He's a homeboy. But, I'm also I want to be more expansive than any one particular system. Okay, so I say, yeah, from my heart to yours is one of my things I've always said. And then I say, yeah, we want messages of comfort, clarity, hope, healing, inspiration, prosperity, power, and peace, or whatever else is needed for your highest and best good today. So there's a little bit of my sort of one of my little professional hacks and tricks, because, people could come in and sit in the chair and say, they feel lost or they feel betrayed or hurt or someone's cheated or, hurt them in some way. We've all been there. We've all been less than perfect. We all very much are human. Okay, so I'm about forgiveness and compassion, but not being stupid and kind of being a martyr and putting yourself back in dumb situations for people to take advantage of you or be cruel. Okay, so that's, women who want to leave their husbands and they're afraid. I kind of go, well, aren't you more afraid not to at this point? Because you got to be you, and if he's not supporting, loving, encouraging, helping, or being there for and with you, what are you doing? This is like a little brother, or it's like a roommate or a project. We don't want any more fixer-uppers. We want move-in ready. We don't want people who are hot and cold or think they're ready but they're not, or playing games. Like we don't have time for that in 2022. We're not doing it. We're doing joy. We're doing lightheartedness. We're not doing materialism and chasing that bag or that bling. We're not doing that, or at least I'm not. I'm not interested in that whatsoever. In fact, that's repulsive to me now. Total turnoff. Billionaires launching their cock rockets into space. Russell Brand calls it a cock rocket, which I thought was hilarious. So funny. And do go follow him. Russell Brand is good. Joe Rogan, to me, hit or miss. He's way into the wrestling and the fighting and all that shit, and that's just not my scene, so good, God bless him for whatever he's doing, but he also has some potentially shady, sketchy history and some satanic affiliations maybe, so who knows who's deep state Illuminati motherfucker and who's on the up and up. I think really time always tells. Time reveals all who is of the light and here to help and uplift humanity and unify, and who's just playing satanic Luciferian bullshit, reversal, inversion games. I don't have time for that either. We don't have time for agendas or propaganda. We do make time for love, not fear, and consistency and reliability. And there's something to be said for that, for people who show up and keep showing up and who are there when you need them for like a ride to the hospital or right to the airport or whatever, when you need them in the tangible everyday, situations, not just someone who's selling you flowery words or bullshit, but not actually there, I'll be there for you. Well, where are you? That's nice words, but back it up. And if you can't, you're where you're at and you're in your consciousness levels trying to grow and expand and release old programs and paradigms and conditioning, then great. I support you in that journey. Just do it over there and stop dragging me into your confusion and chaos, because I don't like it. I don't like it. But what I do like and what I am excited about lately, and I wanted to share this new little fetish slash hobby slash obsession. This is a healthier obsession than my usual. So I'll tell you what, celebrity crushes, no. Over. Done. Moving on. They should have a 12-step group for that. I could lead it. Hi, my name is Courtney. I've been addicted to asshole men in the past who don't give me the time of day or treat me like a human. Hi, Courtney. I'm not alone in that, I'm sure. We've all had our patterns of sorts. And, when I say asshole, I mean that they bring out my bitch, I bring out their asshole. It's not a good configuration. It's not a... Our demons don't play nice together, and our angels want to hold hands and smooch, but it doesn't always work out that way. It's just whatever. Life. Capital L, capital I, capital F, capital E. Life. So, what do we do? What do we do in this 2022? How are we going to do 2022? Well, I told you what we're not doing. And so now it's moving into, my new hobby, obsession, passion is silver stacking. And you guys are like, what is that? And I'm just sort of like coin collecting, like when I was a little kid, and my Nana had really sort of infected me with her travel bug. She'd gone to Europe 14 times and then married my pops, and then he was an alcoholic, and then they didn't have any money. So I think her travels were more in her late teens and 20s, and then her 30s and onward were, helping him get sober, which was one of the most beautiful things he ever did for him and his family. She did say to him, the bottle of your family, and he did choose his family. It was a good choice. So they lived happily, mostly, ever after, for about 50 or 60 years of him being sober. And I thought that was a huge achievement and very beautiful. And I always thought he was kind of like a saint. He just had this gentle way about him. I get my big brown eyes from him. The puppet dog eyes, because my mom has hazel eyes. I have one sort of hazily eye. And my dad had blue eyes, but I'm a throwback genetically to my pops, my grandpa. And I've mentioned him before in some of these that I was so proud of him for getting sober. And I'm proud of anyone who kicks any kind of addiction or habit that is derailing or tanking their life, whatever it is, if it's porn or shopping or, whatever. But I'm on my new obsession, my new habit is, moved out of social media for the most part. I'm still here and I still have some little playground time with you guys, whoever you are. Whoever's watching and listening, all 12 of you. It's all good. To me, it's not about the numbers. It's not about that. It is about the quality and engagement and building things over time and then releasing it. And, I've been someone who has traveled so often that I do shop consignment, and I'm cool with that and I'm comfortable with that. Like, this was a $7 hoodie, and I thought it was cozy and nice, and I don't need to spend $200 or $300 on a hoodie. It wouldn't even feel good to me knowing that there are people out there in tent cities. And I'm not saying we can't thrive while people are in poverty or lack, but that's my operating system is I'm kind of not that flashy. Like I can be, and I can dress it up and clean it up and everything, but this is really more my uniform, the leggings and the hoodies, especially in the winter, and then sundresses and flip-flops in the summer. Where's it going? So silver stacking, you guys, is so much fun. And I've been collecting these different ones, and so you get these little 1 ounce rounds, and sometime maybe I'll do a little video about that and show you my collection. But right now I'm keeping that private for me. Okay, relax. Don't be so fucking nosy. So silver is a great investment. People are all into the crypto and all that, but to me, it's like, if I can't touch it, I don't think it's real, and that's how I feel about a lot of things, actually. So silver stacking is one way. You can Google it, you can YouTube it, whatever. You can do your homework. You go figure it out. But I'm enjoying it because otherwise I kind of just don't keep very good track of my money, which there is not much to keep track of. But the silver is a nice way of kind of going, oh, well, that'll hopefully appreciate over time. And that's like a little savings account for me in case the banks go tits up, which they're probably gonna, and probably all your paper currency, your fiat currency is going to be like toilet paper in a month or two. So there's a thought, there's a prediction for media. Economy might tank, and the rumblings between the woo-woo people and the high finance people who track these trends, and it's all beyond me, and I'm okay with that. But if they do start hitting the banks or doing weird things to and with our money and freezing people's 401ks or their retirement, always nice to have gold and silver and invest in those sort of precious metal assets, if you will. Give me like I know what I'm talking about. I'm an expert all of a sudden. I just started this like 2 months ago. But I think I have about 60 ounces, which isn't much. But if you just start somewhere and you get an ounce here, an ounce there, and have a little coin shop that I go to, and my guy Kenny hooks me up with all different kinds. And I enjoy it. And it was my Nana who got me started on this, because she'd had all these like sort of stamps and coins from her travels from all over the world. And I always remember I enjoyed touching that, and I enjoyed the feel of money. I enjoyed, like, not the paper. I like the coins. I like the designs on the coins. I'm like a little old lady about this shit now. I really am. Or a little old man, I don't know. And so I have this little magnifying glass that I use to look at the detail on it, because some of it is just really like, they're art rounds. They call them art rounds, these coins. And some of them have like dolphins on them, or I got a Snoopy one, or there's, sea creatures like a sea turtle and seahorses and really fun things. Unicorns. I got some unicorns because I had to get unicorns, and like a tsunami wave, and a lion, and all kinds of things that speak to me on some level. I got a hummingbird one, which I'm excited about. So that should be coming in the mail. So I really feel like when I was little, I would look at the Scholastic book catalogs, and that would be a treat to like, ooh, what books can I get? And I'd always have a little budget or something from my mom. And they were good. They were supportive of my reading obsession when I was a kid, and I would always just go off and escape into books. And I loved that. I haven't actually read much in years after writing my books and pumping those out and just being, everybody reads everything online. But I'm going to get back into reading. That's something I want to do with my now freed up time, that I'm not always posting or doing this kind of stuff. So I've been kind of getting back into this, but I'm also just going to dip in and out, and I'm not going to be like diligent or crazy or obsessive about it like I used to be. It's not even that interesting to me anymore. I'm really enjoying face-to-face, in-person hugs and connections. And, if I can't smell you, I don't know. I believe in that. I believe that pheromones and hormones and things like that help you find your mate. It isn't just love at first sight. For me, it's love at first sniff. Don't compare me to Biden, though. Creepy sniffer, man. All right. So that's a little sidebar. So I'm silver stacking. I highly recommend you guys just get a little bit of silver and a little bit of gold if you can. You don't have to bling it up or have diamonds coming out the wazoo, or cars or watches or whatever. You don't have to be that materially obsessed and slightly ridiculous. You have to really think of it more as fun and an investment, and not as a greedy thing or a chasing it thing, but just sort of an excitement and enthusiasm thing if you want to get into it. And don't think of it as like, do it if you want to do it, and don't do it if you want to do it. I'm just sharing my experience and how I'm enjoying interacting with the tangible things of life. Hugs with people, looking them in the eye instead of at a screen or through a screen, hearing their voice in person, and smelling them, sniffing them up close and personal. I'm telling you, some people emit a certain aroma, and you wouldn't want to get all naked and fun with that unless you get to smell them, for yourself. So that's what these apps, I'm like, but what do you smell like? So, well, oh my God, I almost dropped my phone. Emergency. Okay, so, I'll smell you later. Okay, bye. That's fine. I do watch this lady. She's awesome. Pinky Patel, you guys. If you want some laughs, Pinky Patel. Pinky like Pinky. Patel like Patel. And she's probably on all the TikToks stuff, and the TikTok, the YouTube, the Google. You go find it. You figure it out. You're a smart cookie. Or maybe you're not. I don't know. I can't smell you from here. I love you. I'm always just being playful. I'm never being cruel. I'm never trying to be cruel. I'm always just being lighthearted and trying to shift the energies and lighten up heavy times. So I hope that comes through. That is always my intention and my vibration around doing any of this. I don't try to do it. Well, I guess there's ego in it, but I don't try to do it anymore to sort of make points or convince people or persuade them, which I probably did too much of. I now do it to connect. And that is what I'm interested in, is connection. All right. So thanks for connecting with me, and I love you. I don't even know you sometimes, but I love you because you're human and you're here, and that's enough. Mwah.